Hey everyone, welcome back to the Great Deku Tree by LEGO Legend of Zelda. Set number 77092 contains 2,500 pieces, retails for $299.99, and the set was provided by the LEGO Group as a requested review. I'm used to saying early review. So thank you LEGO for sending me this, and we are still on the build. So this is what we've done so far. What you see here is bags 1 through 15. In the last installment, everything went together, average. We had a few pieces, but nothing major. But remember, the nose, this upper jaw, and these eyebrows were kind of a pain, but we survived it. And yeah, so that's pretty much what we have done. Now, for today's installment, we're going to do bags 16, 17, and 18. And there's actually going to be 7 build installments in here, so I'm going to have to do that. So it looks like we're going to be working on the top portion of the tree, and I think all the way up through some of the foliage, like the leaves and branches and stuff. So I'm going to forewarn you, this may be another long installment. All right. And we really do not need this big thing here. I got to move a bunch of other stuff to pick this up. We will see this at a later time. Because now, you know why? Let's see here. I had all the bags sorted, but I know how I am. Alright, let's begin with bag 16 for our adventure today. And yeah, I've been kind of just piddling around here, getting some stuff done. And what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to forewarn you, I'm going to have to move the camera around here. I know some don't like the bouncy of it. I don't either, but it's better just to kind of move things around and everything else. So it's just easier to get everything situated. And I could have just edited that out, but me, I'm not going to. Let's see, we're sharped in. Okay, good. Now, and it looks like we got medium pieces, some small thrown in there, so maybe we could survive this one. Now, bags 17 and 18 are going to be combined, so that's to be expected. And yeah, so let me get situated here. And I was going to do some tutorials today, and I just didn't have anything really done, so that's my fault. 2x4 brown Technic brick. And the bottom of the screen is right here, so I got right where I need to be. I hate when this stuff starts rubbing here. And I forgot to hit the stopwatch, so I can keep the time on check here. But it's been kind of hectic around here. Been trying to get things done and getting questioned on why am I fixing up the house. It's like nobody wants to have a nice home anymore. I like to wake up and pretend that I'm in a resort somewhere. Saying that I don't have time for outings anymore. Well, that's kind of a neat little design there. Okay, and then yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with this. Hold on, I'm putting the wrong thing in there. I'm pretty pleased with the set. Some parts are just a challenge to build, and some things I could just live without. Now, there's been some discussions in the LEGO community about the new tariffs. I still don't understand why we have them. I don't know. If you're getting into this hobby for the first time and you're watching this, you find something on sale, even if it's a little kiddie set, pounce on it quick. I tell you, this is not going to be. This is not a cheap hobby before tariffs. It's definitely not now. And you know, it's gotten to that point. I'm not going to go full-blown political on it or anything, but it's just so dumb. Everything else is just now I'm starting to see the prices trickle, and we all know it won't go back down. Okay, so this one goes here. And then the other one, you got to put a bunch of studs, or just a stud on the end right there. Am I still in view? Whoops, is that even the right color? I guess it is. I sound like an absent-minded professor today, but that doesn't fit there, and that's what they told me to put in like that. Well, that explains it. Oh, because I put them in backwards. Yeah, but the tariffs, though, are kind of just stupid. You know, I don't know. Oh, that fits perfect in there. That's a good little building strategy we could probably use for something. I don't know what, but that's pretty cool. But yeah, if you're getting into this hobby as a first-time builder, I'm going to be honest with you. It's pricey. So imagine paying probably 20% more on a Lego set. So, and I'm not going to get into all of it, but that's just it, though. There's been some stuff going on in the Ambassador Network on how to get through this. It's an expensive gig to do all this. It's not cheap by any means. If you got a young one who just loves doing Lego, like I had said, right, it goes like that then. You better start finding the stuff you need. That's just, I don't know, but it's gonna get better, or not better. It's gonna get worse for it'll even get better. But that's been like a topic that's been going on out here. And this won't be for long before Lego is considered a rich man's hobby. And that's what we've been talking about. And yeah, it's gonna be like that one day. I think it goes... Let's start with that 2x3 first, because I don't know. Okay, I knew I had something in wrong there. Can you still see what I'm doing? And I have to say that because it helps me remember here, making sure it's focused. I noticed the picture's grainy when I zoom in. This ring light is not that powerful. I bought the cheapest that money could buy. You know? I wanted to see how well the ring light works. It works good for tutorials because it's a different camera. This one I'm going to have to buy something a little bigger or use that big floodlight and find a way to mount it down here on the tripod. So I'm trying to think of a way to do that without having to break the bank. Okay. Okay, that goes here. And yeah, it's yeah, things have been going kind of crazy out here. Just lots of stuff going on in the world right now, and you know, country I live in, they're causing a lot of it. So what am I doing? Hiding in the Lego room. So I want to. Right now it's the weekend, and today is April 5th, 2025. And it's Saturday, so my brain's turned off today. I don't want to think. I really don't. I just want to build and enjoy this. And of course I had to turn on the news today, but so be it. But for the most part, back to the set though, it's not bad. It's just time consuming, and the face was the only issue I've had with the build. Everything else in here is pretty sturdy. So I'm just gathering. I just need to do that. And I just remembered I have to wash my old PC down. I have the case sitting outside. I got the whole computer torn apart down the chassis and everything. There's just the chassis. Nothing electronic inside of it. I'm going to take it with some dishwashing soap and a scrub brush or a sponge, and I'm going to just scrub that thing down clean. I'm going to rebuild it and use that computer as a backup just in case something happens to the main computer, and then I can just, you know, use that as a one. I don't know if I'm going to go, because Windows 10 is going to be outdated, so I'm going to just make it into a Linux machine. And you got to be careful right here. You're going to have to pinch that a little bit, but it's starting to look like something now, doesn't it? All right. Yeah, in addition, my girlfriend and I may be going camping. She may be going on the trip. And I was telling her about it. She goes, last time I went camping was when I was a little girl and I didn't like it. I said, oh, things have changed, you know. I said, too, you'll be with me. We'll have some fun out of it and go explore and stuff like that. And she's kind of getting excited over it. So the only prerequisite she wants is it has to have a bathroom. I said, you've got it. I prefer to have a bathroom too. So that's it. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. So now my summer will not be just at home watching TV or whatever while the rest of my bunch sits at home. Me and my girl will go out and do some stuff, and we have a place picked. She's like an artist, so she wants to like, that's her hobby, and she wants to go visit some art galleries. I'm like, sure. So we'll be doing that, and one day we'll be doing hiking. So I think we'll do the art gallery stuff first, and then we'll do the hiking. We already kind of planning things out, so it's going to be different. I think it's going to be a fun trip, and I really am overdue for one, so I think she's going to like that. She knows I don't like staying in hotels all that much because it gets kind of boring, but it's as long as there's a bathroom and there's no bears. I said, oh, there won't be any. Well, no, there might be some bears, but that kind of thing. And wait a minute, what? How did that get all zoomed out there, huh? And speaking of that, I found out something interesting about the smart devices. I tried zooming in, and I noticed I can't go any higher than 1080p, which, wait, what? Okay, it goes in here. So when you pinch the screen, you're not going to see a whole lot, unfortunately, but you can zoom in the images a bit more crisper. So that having been said, I thought it would work. So do I really want to keep doing 4K unless YouTube one day updates their apps? That kind of thing. Alright, so we got that built right now. You know, I mean, it is what it is, but now I got to move the tree back here. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to plop this down right on here, and it's kind of crooked, so let's see. Now you got a better view than I do. That's how the book shows it there. I guess I can bring the camera up a bit higher for you. Sometimes I can't get these all in one take. Alright, so even I have to stand up and do this, so I'm just gonna pray here and hope it doesn't fall apart. And let's see here. Oops. Yeah, this thing's very delicate. Yeah, it looks like I've nailed it down, so to speak. And yeah, so there it is. And we don't have a gap down. Oh yeah, we do. Okay, fine, fall off. There's so much of this. Yep. I mean, we're already down to like, I think we're already getting down to like close to a 6 here already. Like 6.7, 6.6, just because just the accessories now, they've been tossed around and they're starting to fall apart. And at this point, I'm starting to lose a little bit of interest in the build. When builds get this massive, they get to be a little tough here. All right, and putting that on there is on step 288. And of course, step 289 and on, we're going to be putting bricks on here. So let's start doing that. Can you see? So as long as I'm right here. And yeah, I have to look. I'm sitting down in the viewfinder's about 5 feet, so I can't see it very well. Can't tip it down. I wish it was like my other camera where I can fold it, but unfortunately I cannot do that. And that goes right there. Okay. And now 290 is a bunch of small steps. So I'm going to slide that off to the side and work right here for your entertainment. Yeah, but the camping trip, we already kind of talked about it, and she's getting kind of excited. So it'd be something different. Oh, that doesn't go there. Does it? I think it goes here. They show 2 plates. I think it goes like that. Okay, and then on one of these here. Yeah, I'm already getting excited already. So I was going to just do a solo trip, and I was telling her, Ben, she goes, "You really want me to come?" I said, "It would really be fun." Okay. As long as there's a bathroom, I'm like, fine. There we go. We're going to have a bathroom. I mean, I got to have one too. She doesn't want any backpacking stuff, which I don't blame her, but, you know. Alright. We could have made a mirror of these. I didn't even pay attention, but this one goes here on this side of the tree. Alright. That's got to be on the top. Looks like it just snaps right in there, and I'm just going to be smart and hold that in there. I don't want to break that off. There we go. I got a little bit of a hole there. So, what did I do wrong? That's where it's supposed to be, and I'll show you. It looks like it's keyed like it would fit in there. Huh. That doesn't make any sense. Let me take a look here. I hate to think I'm going to have to redo it again. But it doesn't show you the front side of it. It shows this piece right here, but it's pushed way out here. Let's take a look. I mean, guys and gals, we're dealing with vomit colors right now. And let's see. That's as far as it goes. But this is really shoved out. So you know what I'm going to have to do? Wiggle that off. So how do we get that off without damaging everything here? Alright, let's see here. If we're, see, you notice how a lot of people don't do this. They get stuck on something. And that's just it. They show this unless I put these on backwards. Let me take a look here and see. And you know what? I think those were in backwards. So, yeah, if you're watching this, don't take what I'm doing as a tutorial. Watch the videos all the way through. That's all I can say. So, what I'm going to do is peel this off. This whole thing is going to disintegrate because I'm literally fighting it right now to get all the parts off of that. You know, but hey, it's that's the beauty about doing this, is that we can fix our boo-boos. I think these were supposed to go like that, but look, I can't get that in there, so I'm going to have to do some mutilation here. Sorry if you cannot see what I am doing, but yeah, so let me go back and take a look here. Let me get a bookmark. So I was just about done here, but the instructions don't really kind of tell you here what you're doing. All right, so we're back to this here. That's what mine looks like. Okay, I did put them in backwards. That's my fault. All right. These pieces here, this thing really is. When you mess up, you're going to feel it in this one. Be very. The instructions you could really mess up real fast. And once you take one piece off, this whole smurfing thing just crumbles apart like a crumb cake. I don't know what happened to that part now. Yeah, leave it up to me. I really messed this one up, huh? It was something so simple, but I just kind of just starting to get tired of working on it. When you get big projects like this, you can get burned out real quick. All right, so that fits there, and then the other guys are like this. I'm just going to peel these off. Let's just rip the whole stupid thing apart then. And then these are supposed to drop in here like this, which I cannot get that in. What makes it really uncomfortable is the camera height. I can't set this on a table. I could slide it in like that, so I'm going to hold it in there and just wiggle that in there. Hey, at least I don't filter these. And I've said that a million times, but I sometimes will get, you know, people tell me I shouldn't make mistakes, or they'll tell me other YouTubers that don't make mistakes, as they go back and do this like 5 million times. And for me, once is enough, but if I make a mistake, it makes it all more exciting. I'm real. I'm not phony like the other big boys do it. So if I make a mistake, I make the mistake. And then now these go here. So that explains why that did not fit the way it did. And I'm glad I caught that too. And looks like this goes in here like that. Except that is not going to sit down in there, so let's just do it like that then, and we'll just plop. Let me take that off. Sometimes there's no easy button here for this at all. Now, I don't know where this went. Let me look at that real quick here while we're here. Let's take a look. And we're almost done with this bag too, right? No. I think what it is, though, like I said, I'm getting burned out of working on this stinking thing. I really kind of want to do my own tutorials at this point, but where did that piece come from? It went right here. So, but if I put it in there, it ain't going to fit in. Like, this fits flush. So where did this go? Unless it went right here. It doesn't really show you. Because if I put it here, it won't fit. It might, I think. Okay, now we're back to this. Now we got that fixed. All right. Now we got to do that again. Now we got the error fixed here. All right. Now, just as a note, because somebody's going to poke fun at me on this one here. You know, I'm not a professional, so... And I've already blocked people over that, too. If they, you know, kindly correcting is one thing, but some are just rude. I've had some that call me stupid and stuff. And, you know, I make boo-boos. You know, at least I'm real here. I'm not going to phony it up for you. Oh, and by the way, if you want to avoid the mistakes, get the digital guide, and you can do the 3D renders. I think that's what Lego's trying to shoot for here. That's barely hanging on, so now we got to put it on that right there. And yeah, no holes. Everything's locked in, and that's pretty good. And we just finished up bag 15 with no pieces remaining. Now we're going to move on to bags 17 and 18. Yes, we're going to have to dump out a bunch of stuff again. But this time we're going to move this out of the way for right now. At least with the turntable thing I can do that. And let's just drop this down. My bad, I should have done it beforehand, but well, I remember now. And I got it on autofocus, so it should be good. Now, I doubt we're going to just start with bag 17, but we're just going to try it anyways. And yeah, you're going to have to bring the tree back here to do it too. But there's no leaf pieces. We're going to have to open them both up. And this thing here, I am tired of tripping over right now. So I'm going to have to bring the tree back here. What I'm going to do though, yeah, we'll just do the tree. We'll just bring it back and forth. I think I may have a few of these in pink, but I don't think I have any of these in my collection. And yeah, I'm eyeballing those. If you're into making cherry blossom trees, there you go. And of course something just flew out of the bag. But yeah, sometimes I do get tired of working on somebody else's creation that's packaged. At least with my creations, you know they come from me and they're unique. They're not mass built. Okay, so now let's get these going here. At least it's not vomit anymore. It's a nice soothing pink. And yes, I've had my hair that bright pink before one time, and that was enough. Well, I got a lot of stares over that one. Now, sadly, too old for that stuff anymore. It's just plain dark blonde for me. Now this color scheme goes together very well. I mean, how often do we work with light nougat? Pink I've worked with a few times, but with nougat, not so much. Dark nougat, or medium nougat I have. Dark nougat, I don't even know if that even exists, but no, light nougat, or nougat for that matter, I don't really work with a whole bunch. And these go on to the eyebrows of the tree. So let's not mix those in there. We don't need to be making any more mistakes. And let's bring Deku back over here, and hopefully I don't have to change the camera too much on this one here. It's getting heavy. It's getting heavy. Oh, I see where those things go. Alright. Alright, so we gotta make them, we've gotta give them something here. And these, let me make sure I did everything right here. Okay, these go right on the eyebrows. So I'll just stick that right in there. Make sure your light nougat leaves are down. And just place this on there. Sorry if my hands and stuff get in the way, but yeah, this is pretty big. So now when you do this, you'll wiggle his leaf pieces at you. And that takes care of that. So, back over here you go, big boy, because now, and I got figures falling off. Now we're going to have to do some leaf assemblies. We got 4 of these. Now, my friend was telling me this, that he says, be prepared, you're going to be doing a lot of multiple builds from this part out of the set. And he kind of wishes, though, that these videos existed. I said, if they sent the set to me earlier, I would have definitely done it. Well, I'm doing it. It's better late than never. So the troubleshooting, you know, obviously. Whoa, too many round Technic pieces here. So it looks like we got ourselves some, I call them dinosaur necks. Now we got to make 4 of them. So that doesn't belong in there. And yeah, so let's get going here. Let's build it. So yeah, I got part 4 done. It's up on YouTube. I proofed it. I released part 1 today. And yeah, it was a lot of stuff to do. But I got part 1 released. I'm going to release part 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to try to release them as fast as I can produce them now. So you may not see them all at once, but I'll try my best so you can enjoy the build. I noticed it wasn't getting a whole lot of views because this set is almost like a year old. It was released in September of 2024, and right now we're in April. So I wasn't one of the lucky ones to get it originally. But now I know how to request for reviews. As a matter of fact, they've opened up my form again where I can take requests. But I think now they want me to write a full-blown report on what are my objectives with it. I think that's what it's for. It means more paperwork, so I got to be very careful because I don't want to do any more papers. I mean, who does want to do paperwork? Now, it tells you to build 4. Do you have to build 4 at once? No. But now you have a model, you can just start plugging things in. I've been eating some of those Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies. Those are pretty good. I don't mind buying the Girl Scout cookies. If you know somebody's in the Girl Scouts, tell them their cookies are really good. That and the shortbread. Those are probably the only the classic ones I really like the most. So it's, you know, that's how it is. And they haven't changed throughout the years. They're expensive, but it goes for a good cause. So, and yeah, I mean, you know what I just remembered here. Thank you, everyone, for being a contributor to this channel. I appreciate the kind contributions, and thank you to my subscribers. If you like this type of stuff, you know, thank you for subscribing, and thank you to my Patreon supporters. Who else? My merchants from my Rebrickable. I'll have some more building guides up for you, hopefully by the end of, probably by Monday night. And yeah, so I really appreciate it. And if anybody's got any birthdays, happy birthday. And it's almost Easter, so happy early Easter if I forget. Or if I don't have a video scheduled, well, just happy early Easter. How about that? So I'm getting used to doing shout outs on here now, so it's a little better to do them in this style of video. And like I said, I can't do my can't do tutorials because those are kind of like my promotional items. And 2 tutorials I try to get done quickly. I don't want to I thought about maybe putting shout outs at the end of the tutorial. There'll just be a, like when I say, you know, and here we have the, let's say, bed tutorial. And then you'll just see the names flash up at the very end of the video. I'm trying to think of a way to do that without it looking just too cluttery. So I don't know. If anybody's got any suggestions, let me know. Plus, I released my first free building guide with contributors' names in there. So yeah. Okay, I need a break because the next step is going to be pretty brutal. All right, I'm back. Now we have to make 4 of these, okay? We got to make 3 of these. 3 times 4 is 12. Why do you think I needed a break? So we're going to be here for a long time. And we're just going to start setting this up here. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. You could do them 3 at a time. You could do them any way you want because it's your Lego set. You can build it as you wish. I'm not like the other guys. My way is not the right way. It's your way. Your way or the highway. So if you're comfortable doing it any way you want, then so be it. I don't have a lot of these in pinks. That's kind of a nice treat. Be good for spring and Easter themes. And we're missing 1 here. Okay, let's start putting these over here. Because I only have 11 and I need 12, so it's probably buried in all this pink. Oh, Lego, I hope not. Oh, there it is. Because I don't think I have any of these in pink, and I would really, that would not make it a good fun build. Okay, step 298. And we gotta... Now, one way you can do is you just really focus on 1. Okay? Like what I'm doing here. And what this is, you know, you can look at the picture in the book, but now I have a physical copy in my hand. And then now I got to do this 11 more times. So something like that right there. And then set it back over there. And then now I'm going to start sorting parts out because it'd be faster. And I'm going to sort while I'm putting things together. So it depends if I can see them or not. There we go. I got 2 done. Yeah, he told me it was really repetitive towards the end of the set. Now I know what he's saying. So in the last build installment of this set, in the series, it's going to be bags 20 or 19 and 20. And then the final build, or the tour. And I'm going to just, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the whole entire tour and tack it on here. And whoops, why am I putting that there? The reason why I'm decided to change the format a little bit on that is, you know, when there'll be a condensed version, which will skip all this, and there will be the expanded version. It's the same video, just bigger, longer. And I think a lot more people would prefer the condensed versions if they're not into the build. They just want me to cut to the chase and say, hey Jay, I'm just here for the punch and cookies. I'm not here for the work. So that's how we're doing it. So yeah, I mean, I'm doing some improvements on here. And for the person that says I talk too much, you may want to go to another channel. I had a comment like that on one of my older videos. I'm like, I just was nice, and you know, I said this channel's not for everybody. I said there's a few YouTubers on here who will get to they would just speed build it for you. Didn't hear back from them, so I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I just gotta lay down the law and be like, you know, what the heck is that? I don't know what that is. I'll put that over there. But now this one I can see why they combine the bags, but I need that. So as you can tell, oh, you can't see it's off screen, but I'm sorting them out in colors. Like if I grab a pink leaf, I put them in the pink leaf bin or the pile, and I'm just slowly sorting out parts. That's one way to sort, is as you're building. Like I found a stud here, and just, hey, this color is a little more easier on the eyes because it's not vomit. Yeah, well, there we go. I get in there. I got 2/3 of it done. But I enjoy sharing my ideas with you guys and gals, and just even, I know I don't get a whole lot of views like the other guys do, but you know, for those who take the time to watch and to comment, you get to have me all to yourself. Because if there was lots of, oh, that's printed. If there was a lot of comments on here, I wouldn't be able to answer everybody. I try to keep up on answering comments. Life has been getting in the way lately, and you know, taking care of my mom and stuff. It's been just been very busy. All right. I hope we're putting all that on there. I don't want to have to redo it, but I'm checking my work and making sure. You know. Oh, that's a pink one. That doesn't go on there. The Great Deku Tree. Heck, we may have to have a break. May have to have a break after that. Boy, sometimes the English accent does come out of me after a while. All right. Okay. Whew. I'll tell you one thing, though. I've been just kind of looking at other countries. What would it be like to live in another country like the UK or Canada? Is I don't want to say it's kind of similar to the United States in terms of laws and the way they do things, but Canada or the UK are probably the only countries that I would probably consider. I was just looking, and Canada I could probably handle, but the UK would be a whole different experience because my ancestors are from the UK. I think it's my great-great-grandfather or great-great-great, I can't remember, that came from the UK. So it'd be different. It'd be a lot different. Okay, I'm finding parts that I don't need right now. That's cool. All right. And then we got the last one done here. And now let's take a look. Now we're going to have to put pink leaves on these corners here. I'll show you here. And let me put it there so you can see it a little better. So you can just see I'm putting them on these four corners right here. So I'm going to just prepare these now. Now I've been sorting out that color off while I've been building the other ones. So now I'm going to continue sorting and that kind of thing. So now I got to do that all over again. Okay. And then now I'm going to pull out all the light nougat. So eventually, though, this channel will be it's going to be just set reviews and builds, let's build it's and stuff. So it's going to be, if you're into that kind of thing and you like watching me build, you know, there was one of you who commented and said I inspired you to do this, and you did yours in a live stream. I'm going to try to watch your live stream, you know, if it's recorded, have it in my favorites. I'm going to sit back and just watch like you watch mine, because those are always kind of curious to see, you know, to kind of get to know, you know, my viewers a bit more than just I just talk and you listen. So I'll sit back and watch yours, and I think that'd be really cool. And I notice there's a lot more teenagers to adults getting into this hobby, which is really cool. I've been seeing that kind of creep up lately. So, and like I said, I've had my share of people poking fun at me on doing this. Well, it's a lot better than what's going on out there now, I'll tell you that much. You can tell which ones I've done. They're just growing. So the tree probably grow faster than this. We'll be ready for a break after I get done with these 12 here. Yeah, my friend's like, dude, be prepared. I told him what bag I left off. He goes, oh, it's going to get worse. I said, how worse? He goes, you're going to be building multiples. Now, this right here is something you need a friend to help you with. Because, as you can see, I'm doing this solo right now. Now if I can get my Get my girlfriend into doing Lego stuff would be really cool. But my luck, she'd like it, and then won't be able to get her out of the Lego room long enough. I wouldn't mind. That'd be fun to share. Alright, I'm trying to get more pink in here. The other night we had, for dinner, which is rare, we had steak, trout, we had French fries, okra, and dinner rolls for dinner. We had the whole works. And onion rings too. I mean, we just made a bunch the other night. And it was mighty tasty. So we had barbecue. And very seldom. It was nice. It's been in the 70s. Next week it's going to be close, probably in the low 90s. And yeah, and I got to get down and get my mop chopped again. I got to get that going. Going to the barber's always a dread, but my mom wants me to go to those big chain shops. I said, but what I need to get done, they won't do it over there, and because my barber uses a straight razor on the sides. Because I always like to keep my sides always nice and tidy, so it can grow out in 14 weeks, because I get lazy. And she's like, well, why don't you just go down and pay the $20 and to get it done? I'm thinking, oh, a $20 cut? Oh, my guy is charging like $90. I've seen what comes out of there, and I don't want to have to deal with that. Nothing wrong with it if you find the good stylist, but the last time I went in one of those chain shops, yeah, they didn't leave nothing on top. It was so bad I had to get a buzz cut, which I hated. A buzz cut, I mean, makes me look more rugged, hardcore, but looks like I just got out of the joint, but no. And then it's like, well, why don't you just get what every other guy your age gets? I said, oh, the bald look? No, I'm sorry. Because she was kind of hinting that, and I was thinking, I even asked that to my girl, and she's like, oh, no, please don't do that. Like, no, I'm not cutting off my hair at all. She likes the hair on the top. I mean, I don't know, it's just, I don't understand. Parents versus girlfriends, you know, I mean, which one do you believe? Or better yet, which one's going to put me in the doghouse if I say the wrong answer? That's the good question there. Okay, which one's gonna show her wrath? Okay, the girlfriend scares me more. We'll just do what she says. And that's it, though. Okay, we got 3 more left, and my hands are getting tired. You're gonna get a workout here, and I think, like I said, I could have speed built through this, but I'd rather just sit here and talk to you guys and gals versus. Oh, I'm just going to make sure. They don't show you which way these go on, but they go on the bottom. I thought, oh, please don't tell me. Please don't tell me. No, I got them in the right way. Yeah, I got to go up there and put a new bracket on that pipe to keep it from rattling. Then I have a sprinkler head that's busted, or it's about to break. So I got to see if I got one of those to replace out on the lawn, because I don't want to get a ticket. Get that fixed, because I don't want any unwanted trouble. Okay, we got 1 more left, and I got to grab from my sorted pile, because I've already sorted out all the leaf parts now. I know my friend watches these, kind of uses them as a background noise, so I'm wondering if he's like shaking his head going, dude, you make a lot of mistakes in these. Heck, I even make mistakes on poly bags, you know. I mean, I still enjoy the hobby nonetheless, so. And that's it. And yeah, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I had to take a break, because step 300 now is 12 of these. Okay. It says 1, but we're making 3 of them. Times 4 is 12, so it goes right on the bottom. So yeah, we're getting there. You notice it's yeah, running out of space up here already. It's like a little assembly line here. And yeah, I am trying to get this done here. Thank goodness it's the weekend though, because I don't want to have to think. I just want to get done. I just want to get to building, and that's it. Okay. And then after I get done building this, yeah, I'll see what we got for dinner. But I've been chowing down on junk food today because sometimes I got to have something that's not so healthy after a while. But the barbecue trout was really good last night. It was really good, really good. So after a hard week of work, I deserve something a little nice, a little comfort. Enjoy it, because that's with the tariffs, it's going to get pricey. So I won't be able to have my barbecues all that much anymore. Never thought I'd ever say it, but yeah. Won't be getting the good things in life as much. Okay, and now they want us to put more leaf pieces on these. So right here, start right here, and right there, it goes on the bottom. So we're going to have to go back through that whole song and dance again. Isn't that cool? Yeah, I bet you didn't think we were going to do this the whole time today. Yeah, well, but I'm not doing the other bag, so I think the next day or two, when I have some free time and I edit some more of these videos up, I am going to do the last 2 bags, and then we're going to just put the thing. So how am I going to do the review on this set? I'm just going to, because when I say okay, I'll be back off my main channel, then I may just start in with minifigures, accessories, and then the 360 spin of the Deku Tree, close up toward the Deku Tree, and then the review and opinion segment. And for the close-up tour, I'll use my old camera because it's smaller. This thing's too big. I'm not going to be able to... if I had somebody to help me with it, I could just do that, and I point while somebody's pointing the camera. That's the only bad thing about doing them solo. A buddy of mine who lives in the northern part of the state, if he was closer, he said he'd love to help me do all this. It'd be nice to have a friend who's interested in this type of stuff that would help me through with it. And we can just divvy up the sets when we're done, so I'm not just hoarding everything. That kind of thing. But it'd take about 3.5 minutes to put that together. And then we got to do more here. Okay. So now we got to put 2 leaves on there. We got to do it all over again, and that's cool. I mean, we're really just hamming this baby out today. I mean, look, we got some big leaf pieces. And these are just tacked on there. Let's just work our way back here. I got to contact my step-grandma for sending me a birthday card. I've known her since I was born, and that's the only grandmother I know. I know some people talk about their step-grandmas and how evil they are, and well, mine's is actually really nice. I got lucky there. She's a really nice lady. She just, when we were younger, it was going to her house was a treat, and even till this day, she sends me cards more for kids, but you know, I like getting birthday cards. And my aunts and my aunts that are still alive, they don't even know. Matter of fact, on my dad's side of the family, they don't even really know I exist. So that's kind of a sad thing, but you know, still though, I still got at least some family left, but it's dwindling down pretty quick. When I was a kid, Thanksgivings and Christmases were big events. Now it's just the 4 of us now. Everybody's got their own lives and stuff. It's like when we had Christmas here it was weird when my dad passed away, because Christmas just didn't feel the same. It just felt kind of empty. And the Christmas before that, we all piled in the living room and just opened up stuff. And my dad always liked getting those gift cards from the home improvement stores. And up to his day of, he died of he had a mass heart attack, but he was also been eaten up with cancer, so he couldn't grab onto a lot of stuff. But he'd try. He would try to do woodworking and stuff, and of course he couldn't use the saws very well, so I had to help him with that a little bit. And kind of sad. He had diabetes and all that stuff, and he was a double amputee. So I imagine when I known him, he was up and around with walking and stuff. But oh, and by the way, if your legs get sore or they're tired or they hurt a lot, go get that checked. When I had my physical done a few years ago, they said, "You don't have diabetes. You're good." I was like, thank goodness, but I haven't. It's been a few years ago. It may have creeped up on me. I got to check again. Okay, now we got to assemble it. Now we're back to the 4. Now, let's see here. So I'm assuming there's 3 of these that go on here. So I'm assuming it's like this, but I see where the one in the middle goes. Let's see here. Okay. They're all in the middle parts of the leaves, what I can see here. Okay. I'll show you here. So let's grab one of these for a template. And they go right there in that hole. I see at least 2 of them, so I'm assuming the 3rd one's like that too. So this goes right in here. I got to be very careful. I don't want to break this like that. So it should be really good in there. And then I'm assuming that this one here is the same way. So be very careful. Don't even sneeze. And the best way I think I should have done was do the ends first. Okay, because some of these are overlapping and I feel like I can't twist them. And they show them like this, but you could do that too. So the best thing to do if you're doing this, just kind of leave it like this right here. And I noticed that this is kind of, we're going to zoom out here on this now. Okay, so we got one done. Whew. And if you missed out or something happened because I wasn't careful with the camera, let's do that again here. So right there. I don't know why I did the middle one again. I said I wasn't going to do that. I want this in here like this with this notch facing up. And these are pointing down. I don't know how critical it is, but I'm just going to stick that in there like that. And this one goes here. See, I'm putting them all in that middle hole right there. And then now, that's what yours should look like. Okay, we're halfway. We're halfway done. I can see we don't have a lot of parts left, do we? We're going to get this done. Now, what if you start here? What would happen? This probably would be easier if we started on the ends first. Let's see here. Now you see how I'm holding it in there. I'm not pushing right. I got my hands like, see how my fingers are? I just kind of go on both sides and plop it in like that. And the same thing here. Now if you make a mistake, is somebody really going to notice on this? No. See, that didn't go in all the way. So what happened here? Is that just, now there we go. I got to really wiggle it in. Okay, got that out of the way. We got 3 done. Usually the last ones are the turd and they want to fall apart. Yeah, this way's a little better. I'm missing the nightly news and the world news. Uh-oh. I have to get caught up on that and listen to more bad news. And there we go. So you can readjust these and make them all sorts of ways. And yeah. Okay. And then now we got to give this guy some hair. So let me clean some stuff off here. I have to move the camera again, so be prepared for that. And you know what? To be safe, I'm going to pull those off too, because I don't feel like doing that again. No, I don't want to do it twice. And moving this thing around is heavy and it's scary. Okay. Okay, right there. And let me bring this up a little bit. Okay. And then now, yeah, before we do that, let me take a break. Okay, sorry about that. Now, where were we? Oh, that's right. We're just about done here. We got the limbs made, all that stuff. Okay, you can see it. That's good. And let's start with, looks like the Statue of Liberty. Looks like they go in here and they go in here. So that's what these plates are for. And I'm trying to think of which hole they would go into, but it doesn't really show in here. And what I'm gathering, it's probably the bottom hole, because there's no hole up here. I don't think it matters, but it doesn't fit. But the bottom one, it fits perfect. So I'm assuming it's probably the bottom one. Did I get that in all the way? Because we don't need to be whacking that off there. So it's that bottom hole there. And of course here it's real easy. You can just plug it in. Just make sure you're holding on the back here. You don't want to cave something in and have to redo that all over again. And just think, when I have to do the second model, I got to take this all apart. I won't take it all the way apart, but I'll probably just show how to take it all the way down. And here we go here. Plug that right in there. We'll just put our hand back there and hold our breath, because we don't want to break anything. And there we go. That wasn't too terribly bad. Alright, well now, let's see here. Can you see closer? We could have just done it like that, but there you go. Okay. And then now, looks like we got ourselves some accessories in the back here. So maybe the zoom in was actually pretty good. So this is actually a little room right here. Okay, well, let's get going here. And the ferry. This must be the ferry room. Well, let's start over here first. And yeah, so I mean, it's we're getting there, and it's pretty big. I just got to make sure I don't mess up. Let's see, how can I do this here so you can see what I'm doing? I think what I'm going to do is push this over here so you can see, and then I'll work right here in my hands. So right here at this point, it's going to be completely mobile here. And then we got to get two of these. Ooh, we got to be careful. They seem like those are not going to break, but I don't want to be smurfing up a storm here. And then it goes like this. Probably the ferry chambers. And then we have this tile that goes on the front like that. And then after that, it goes right here. I think that's the satellite dish to pick up the fairies to make sure they're talking to you. I don't know. Then we got 3 leaf pieces here. We got to make 3 of these. And this one goes here. You've heard of that game Operation? I know some of you guys are around my age and older probably had, where you had to pull out the wishbone and stuff and You touch the side of it, go, and it'd scare you half to death. It'd give you a jump scare before jump scares were even a thing. I put that in the wrong spot. Yeah, that doesn't go there. And yeah, so it's working in this angle now because I'd be sitting right over here. Of course, I could just rotate this a little bit here. But I also want you to see what I'm doing too. But yeah, that game operation. I'm taking it, it goes here. I can't really see it, but I do see the two studs. So that's where I'm thinking it goes. And then now we have some apple thing sitting here. But first, let's put this in here. Touched it. I touched something that I shouldn't have been touching there. All right. And then the apple. It just goes on this clip, and you just stick this in there, like that. Touch the leaf. Yeah. All right. And then now we're doing the Walton, which is, looks like a butterfly maybe? I don't know. And sorry if I'm not really, I can't even put the book in my lap at this point. So I'm trying to show you what I've done. And then some stem growing out of it. And then after the stem, the heart tile that's printed, but it's upside down. Yeah, like that right there. And then that goes right here. I think that's the Triforce. There we go. All right. And we're not done yet. We still got some things we got to build here, but I could put the book back down here now. All right. Make it easier. And then we can breeze through this last section here. At least this time, the only thing I made a mistake on was that right there, but that was my fault. We're kind of like at a 6.9. I think this set is just, it's the build quality that's turning me off a little bit, and it's getting a little repetitive. So make sure you get yourself a buddy. I'm not going to grade on repetitiveness anymore because some people get their friends to help them with this. It wouldn't be quite fair. There we go. Just the vomit colors, you know. And then that goes right in that green Technic, or that round 1x2 plate. Okay, almost there. Right in there. You just put that in there very slow. I'm going to tell you. One of you commented, said these sets were not designed for big adult hands. They weren't kidding. So, yeah. But we have extra pieces here. All right, so we've obviously forgot something in here. And what are we forgetting? Because I have these. All right, so we forgot something here. Now, they came out of these bags, so we forgot something. Not sure what it is. I don't think Lego just sends me parts because they like me. Let's see, we just mostly did leaf pieces at this point. So I'm going to check my work again here. Because sometimes I could skip a step here and not pay attention. Okay. I see where these go. I skipped a whole step because I was focused on that. This, we're going to have to really get in here. So remember these parts right here that I missed? Like, let's see if you can get that right in there where I can see it here. Let me stand up here because I can't even see the viewfinder. Right there. This right here, I forgot to put that in there. Oh, silly me. So these will go here, and I'm touching the leaf pieces. Oh no, the patient had died because I wasn't careful enough. Ooh. Alright, hold on. I don't like the way that happened there. Let me pop that off because this thing's starting to spin here. Okay, let's do that. It'd be a little easier. And there. See, I forget things, you know. But hey, when you've been doing this for so long, you'll know what pieces they include. Ooh, something's coming apart. And then now we can plug this back in. Now, why wasn't this thing turning? I don't know. Okay. It doesn't look like it's in all the way. There we go. Now, let's see here. Now I gotta look through the viewfinder. See, you can't see what I did. This thing's got a perm going here, huh? Let's just unplug it. Well, the whole thing now is coming apart. I just want the leaf to come off. This whole thing here is starting to wiggle loose. See that? This was not meant. If you made a mistake, you're in deep doo-doo. Okay. So it helps. You got to really pay attention to this building guide. It can get pretty tricky. I hope I'm putting those in the right way. Yes, I am. Hey, I'm keeping it real here, folks. If I mess up, you will know it. I don't know. This thing here is so loose now. It just, yeah. So why? Yeah. If you make a mistake, yeah. If you imagine whacking that off, though, you would not know how that goes back on. So how does that even fit back in there? Okay, let me pop this tile off here. And then I'm going to see if I can replug that back in. I don't like the way that did that, but see, things are falling off. So if you smurf up, you're going to know it here. And yeah, so and just in all fairness, this is not a set. If you don't have a this set's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that much. Something here was loose when I was messing with it. Trying to pinch that back together there. I think I got it. I don't see a gap. But I heard something in there rattle. Oh, it's this leaf piece. Try to trick me. There we go. Because I'll guarantee if somebody was doing this, they would have the same issues as I have. Now, that's in there really good. I just took my time. I didn't rush through it or anything. Whew. And that's what we have remaining for bags 17 and 18. Summation of Thoughts. And yeah, so far we've made it this far here without anything catastrophically blowing up or falling apart. And yeah, let me back this camera up now because that's as far as the zoom goes out now. Or I could just turn the macro off if I can find it. But I don't think I want to mess with it now. And that's essentially what we've done with the Deku Tree. It's very tall. And yeah, it is what it is. It looks really nice. It's big. It's very big. And what did I do with that one thing that fell apart? And you know what? I bet this goes on here. We'll put that there so I don't have to mess with it. And yeah, it's really nice. But, well, we got a few problems here. We got a hole on top. Well, stay tuned. Maybe we can get the hair to grow on the top of that portion of Deku.